Is Caitlin Clark sending a message to Stephanie White, Amber Cox, Kelly Krauskopf, and the Indiana Fever? A message could be being delivered. Many people are speculating with this bold.
Welcome back, your destination for the latest basketball news, major updates, and the biggest stories surrounding women's basketball. Today, we have a developing story involving Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever, the New York Liberty, and the wider WNBA that has fans talking. There are plenty of questions, speculation, and important details to break down, so stay with us until the end as we take a closer look at what is happening and what could come next. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the Clark Update, turn on notifications, and join the conversation in the comments. This is the Clark Update, so let's get into today's story. Officially, it is being described as a disaster. The WNBA as a whole has been pushed into what could become one of the biggest crises in women's basketball history, while the Indiana Fever organization is reportedly facing serious concerns tonight. These days, the rumors are no longer just quiet whispers behind closed doors. They have started taking over major basketball pages and fueling intense discussion among fans. According to reports, Caitlin Clark is preparing to leave the Indiana Fever. Breaking reports are now claiming that Chris DeMarco and the New York Liberty have stepped in with an enormous multi-million-dollar offer, hoping to pull the generational talent away from what they reportedly view as a troubled and dysfunctional situation in Indiana. The WNBA commissioner is reportedly furious as more surprising details continue to emerge from this developing situation. Nobody expected things to reach this point, but the situation becomes easier to understand when looking at the growing tension surrounding Caitlin Clark and her coaching staff. She has reportedly felt let down by the system, questioned decisions made by management, and now the situation appears to be reaching a major turning point. The Indiana Fever could be facing the possibility of losing one of the most important players in franchise history. If you believe this is simply another normal trade rumor, then you may be missing the larger conflict that is reportedly developing behind the scenes. Tonight, we are going to break down the New York Liberty's reported multi-million-dollar push, the possible reasons behind the growing concerns surrounding Indiana's front office, and how this shocking decision could potentially change the direction of the league.
SpaghettiOs, Caitlin Clark introducing the Statue of Liberty edition, the New York Liberty edition. I already know you damn near besties with Sabrina. We think you cool with Lexi. No, you go way back with Sabrina. Caitlin Clark could be sending a message to the Indiana Fever. Hey, I might not sign that epic. Y'all pushing everybody else for MVP. Stephanie White is having tantrums every time I shoot the ball. She's falling over herself on the sidelines. I don't have to deal with this. I can go elsewhere. And I think Caitlin Clark should seriously consider going elsewhere.
However, to fully understand why Caitlin Clark could be considering a move to the New York Liberty, it is important to look at the ongoing concerns surrounding her relationship with the coaching staff. For months, fans have watched closely as questions continue to grow about how the team was handling situations involving Clark. There were moments when hard contact and questionable fouls were clearly visible, yet many supporters felt that Clark was not receiving the level of protection or support they expected from the coaching staff. While Clark's coach remained on the bench, fans questioned why there was not a stronger response, why the league was not being challenged more openly, and why the franchise player did not appear to be receiving the support many believed she deserved. We also saw situations where opponents appeared to be playing Clark with intense physicality, creating even more concern among supporters about how she was being treated on the court. But the controversy did not stop there. Questions also emerged surrounding the way her health and playing time were being handled, with some reports and fan discussions claiming that medical management was being used to limit her minutes even when she appeared healthy enough to play. Whether those claims are accurate or not, the situation created another major wave of frustration among Clark supporters. What may have been intended as a carefully managed approach to her playing time instead became a source of growing tension and distrust. According to reports, Clark's camp has now had enough of the ongoing concerns and questions surrounding the situation. The frustration surrounding the Indiana organization has continued to grow, and many now believe the relationship could be reaching a point that will be extremely difficult to repair.
to invest in those areas. The technology can get better. We can treat the referees a little bit better, pay them like they're full-time employees. I think things like that. And, I think a lot has obviously come after that. And as I've stood up here and said before, like the harassment, the hate, none of that is okay. That goes for the opposing team we play. That goes for my teammates. That goes for my coaches. There should never be a question of character. Like I've always stood up here and said that, and that's truly what I believe. That's how I was raised. So, none of that is okay, and I don't want anybody to ever experience that. I think it can be really frustrating to me at times, and I think it's difficult. I think a lot of people sometimes think I'm a robot. I'm not a robot. I have emotions. I have feelings, and it can be really difficult to go through a lot of that. And I'm 24 years old trying to navigate a lot. And I think at times I've been in this world for 4 years now, and you would never change any of it. But there are times that it is hard, and there are times that, it probably affects me a little bit more than I do put on. And, I would never change any of that for the world. But I think it's important that people do remember that part of it too. So
you cannot expect a generational talent to remain loyal to a jersey if she is treated like a liability instead of the future of the franchise. Rather than breaking her confidence or trying to control her, the coaching staff may have created an even bigger problem for the team's future. And that is exactly where the New York Liberty and Chris DeMarco could see an opportunity in the middle of all this chaos. From the Liberty's perspective, the situation in Indiana could represent a major opening, especially after watching a superstar become the center of so much controversy within her own organization. According to reports, New York is preparing to make a massive and potentially historic trade proposal along with a financial package that could completely change the current market. When Chris DeMarco made subtle but attention-grabbing comments about Caitlin Clark, the basketball world immediately started paying attention. Those comments fueled the idea that the New York Liberty could offer the kind of coaching environment, protection, support, and larger market that critics believe the Indiana Fever have failed to provide. The drama surrounding the situation is enormous, but from a business perspective, the reasoning behind such a move would be clear. According to people familiar with the situation, other major names, including Sophie Cunningham, are now being mentioned in the wider discussion after seeing the controversy surrounding Indiana and recognizing that a major shift in power could be approaching. The New York Liberty would not simply be chasing another talented player. They would potentially be trying to position themselves at the center of the WNBA's future. And if the reports are accurate, they could be using the ongoing problems surrounding Indiana's coaching situation as one of their biggest advantages.
I have to get to this. Shout out to ESP Ben, because he broke down the fact that Caitlin is still being targeted and she's still not getting any calls from the referees at all. It's really, really bad what's going on. And it's almost like Kathy's not, she's dropped the ball. We know she's dropped the ball. She's getting nothing done when it comes to this. Take a look at this here. Let me refresh this and we can get it going. Okay.
To her throat for the third straight game. She was out of rhythm because they hit her and fouled her this entire game. I got proof of everything. Watch this dirty crap. Caitlin Clark was getting hit, held. Shoot, she was getting tackled like a football player.
Yo, that's crazy right there.
The WNBA commissioner is reportedly furious and deeply concerned about the scale of the situation developing behind the scenes. A scenario where a star player is considering leaving a team because of internal disagreements, broken trust, and coaching problems would be a serious concern for the league office. According to reports, the commissioner is seeking quick answers from the Indiana Fever front office and questioning how a coaching staff could allow such a major disconnect to develop with one of the most recognizable players in women's basketball. The Indiana Fever organization is now facing intense pressure from several different directions. On one side, there are growing concerns that their superstar may have already become emotionally disconnected from the situation. On another, an increasingly frustrated fan base is demanding immediate changes, while the league office is reportedly looking for explanations. If the current reports continue to gain momentum, the coach's future in Indiana could become one of the biggest questions surrounding the franchise. The locker room atmosphere is facing serious scrutiny, and the team's public image has also taken a major hit. What may have started as an attempt to manage Caitlin Clark's role through strict limits questionable decisions, and media messaging could ultimately create consequences for everyone involved. Instead of strengthening the organization, those decisions may have damaged trust and left the Fever facing a much bigger problem than they ever expected.
New York Liberty could be in Caitlin Clark's future as she is promoting the New York Liberty Statue of Liberty ones, CC ones.
The consequences of this situation could be enormous, and time may be running out for the Indiana Fever to repair the relationship. If the organization fails to resolve the growing concerns in the coming days, the reported multi-million-dollar New York Liberty offer could become even harder to ignore. The Caitlin Clark era in Indiana could be placed in serious danger by ongoing disagreements, questions about leadership, and a growing lack of trust. Now, the biggest question is whether the Fever front office will make one final attempt to change the situation by making major adjustments to the coaching staff in the hope of convincing Clark to remain with the team. Will Indiana take that drastic step to protect its biggest star, or will the organization allow the situation to reach a point where a move to New York becomes the next major chapter in Caitlin Clark's career?
Indiana Fever, they're not honest about any injuries ever, so we can't necessarily look for transparency through them at all. It'd be a complete waste of time to look for transparency through the Indiana Fever's organization when it comes down to the injury of Aaliyah Boston. So,
or is it already too late to stop the New York Liberty from becoming the dominant force in the league? With the drama reaching its highest point, the sports world could be heading toward a major shift. As this incredible story continues to develop, one thing is becoming harder to ignore. Professional basketball is entering a new era filled with excitement, uncertainty, and non-stop conversation. Almost every day brings another headline, another report, another rumor, or another debate that captures the attention of basketball fans around the world. Whether you are a longtime Indiana Fever supporter, a dedicated New York Liberty fan, a Caitlin Clark supporter, or simply someone who loves basketball, there is no denying that the interest surrounding these developments has reached an incredible level. The conversations happening across social media, sports shows, podcasts, and fan communities show just how invested people have become in the future of the league and the players who are helping shape it. What makes this situation even more interesting is that everyone seems to have a different opinion about what could happen next. Some fans believe stability, patience, and strong team chemistry are the most important ingredients for building a championship-level team. Others believe that bold decisions and major changes are sometimes necessary to create a winning future. No matter which side of the debate you support, there is one point that almost everyone can agree on. The growth of the WNBA has been remarkable, and the attention surrounding its biggest stars continues to reach new heights. The passion of the fans, the dedication of the athletes, and the growing spotlight on the league have created an environment where almost every major development can become a national conversation. The reason these discussions matter is because sports have always been about more than wins and losses. They are about competition, ambition, teamwork, leadership, determination, and the pursuit of greatness. Fans become connected to players and teams because they see their effort, resilience, and hard work. That emotional connection is what makes every game meaningful and every storyline so compelling. When major developments involve high-profile athletes, people naturally become invested in the outcome because they care about the future of the teams and players they support. At the same time, it is important to remember that rumors, reports, and speculation are all part of the modern sports world. Until an official announcement is made, there will always be questions, debates, and different interpretations of the information available. That uncertainty is also one of the reasons sports conversations remain so engaging. Fans enjoy analyzing possibilities, predicting outcomes, and sharing their opinions with others who are just as passionate about the game. Every conversation adds another layer to the story, and every opinion brings more excitement to what could happen next. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think is the most important factor in building a successful team in today's basketball world? Do you believe organizational culture has the biggest impact? Is elite coaching the key to long-term success? Or do superstar players have the greatest influence on a franchise's future? There are countless different viewpoints, and that is exactly what makes these conversations so interesting. Share your thoughts in the comments section below and let us know where you stand. We read your comments every day, and some of the best discussions on this channel come directly from viewers who bring their own insights and perspectives to the conversation. If you enjoyed this video and appreciate the effort that goes into bringing you the latest basketball discussions, analysis, and updates, make sure to support the channel by hitting the like button. It may seem like a small action, but it can make a major difference by helping more basketball fans discover our content. And if you are new here, do not forget to subscribe and turn on all notifications so you never miss a future upload. We are constantly covering the biggest stories, the hottest debates, and the most exciting developments from around the basketball world, and we would love for you to become part of this growing community. Also, make sure to share this video with your friends, family members, and fellow basketball fans. The more people who join the conversation, the more exciting and engaging these discussions become. Sports are always better when fans come together to exchange ideas, celebrate great moments, and debate the future of their favorite teams and players. Your participation helps create a community where basketball fans from all backgrounds can connect through their shared love of the game. As we look ahead, one thing remains certain. The future of basketball is filled with endless possibilities. New stars will emerge, new rivalries will develop, and new storylines will capture the imagination of fans everywhere. The journey is far from over, and some of the most exciting chapters may still be waiting to be written. That is why staying informed, staying engaged, and staying connected to the conversation is more important than ever. Thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. Your support, comments, likes, and enthusiasm are what make this channel possible, and we truly appreciate every viewer who takes the time to watch, engage, and contribute to the discussion. Keep sharing your opinions, keep supporting the game, and keep enjoying the incredible world of basketball. We have many more exciting videos, updates, and discussions coming your way very soon, so stay tuned and stay connected. Until next time, take care, keep your passion for basketball alive, and remember that the next big story could be just around the corner. We will see you in the next video.